talk to me about how far you went with Givenchy.
I was Givenchy's house model for 2.5 years.
Mm,
But while working for him, which meant working 1 hour
mm.
Monday through Friday to show the
Right.
collection to buyers.
Wow. Okay.
Because
So
the
you had to
press,
be there.
yeah,
Buyers would come for what? Just retailers and blah 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 and right.
exactly. Now there
Okay.
was a press show. There's of course the launch of the season. It's a
Mm.
press show with all of the buyers that come out, all of the celebrities come to see the new
The
collection,
press.
the press and
Right.
so forth. Yes, so that's a really grand moment, and all the models fly in from all over.
Hmm.
So, and then, so while I was working in that environment, I met quite a few models who didn't really speak English, but we started building a relationship. And
Right.
they would just write down addresses. Here, go here, Myrna. Go here, go here. And
Oh.
it would be go-sees, castings,
Right.
And they really, I was very supported. It's really remarkable when I look back
Mm.
at it
Right.
because, they really were very helpful, very generous with their time, very generous with their contacts and relationships.
Hmm.
Kind of hold on to you. I'm not gonna
Right. You're like,
take
I earned
my
these, so
spot.
I earned these. Good luck,
Yes.
girl.
So it was amazing. It was amazing.
Right. And you don't see that a lot. And I think that's unfortunate, in so many industries where I would say both men and women, but I think unfortunately there's this feeling that women tend to be catty or they don't tend to be supportive of one another. And I'm hoping that with through the things that we're doing, through Kushae Chronicles and the stories that we're telling, that we can continue to support one another because we do that, right? And this is a beautiful example of, maybe it wasn't back in New York when you first started, but it certainly was something that you found overseas and that women sort of galvanized together and supported each other and wanted to see each other win, which was beautiful. So, talk about some of the countries that you visited and walked and some of the challenges that you had as a model.
Well, if I just like to add a little tidbit on what you
Sure.
just mentioned.
Sure.
It was very interesting because we are very competitive, black
Hmm.
and white alike. And
Yeah.
so um, it was very unlikely. It was a very unlikely experience for me.
Mm.
It was very atypical. Because it was a very cutthroat industry. It was a very controlling, male-dominated industry in terms of dealing
Mm.
with photographers. And, photographers wanted you to pay for your success in ways that you didn't want to particularly be involved
Woof.
with. As most of you already know, someone will ask you to sleep with them for fame, and that happened
Mm.
quite a bit. I never did, I'm proud to say. But I've had photographers, when you were asking me about challenges, I've had photographers tell me, I'll put you on the cover of Vogue if you sleep with me,
Wow.
and of course I declined that offer, but thanks, nope.
Yeah.
But there are women that do, and that exists then and it exists today,
I'm
because
sure.
there's always that manipulation of the feminine, uh,
Of course.
of the true feminine. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that was the impetus of some of the Me Too movement, right? Like, hey,
exactly.
listen, I've been in entertainment and I've been compromised in so many ways that I'm not proud of because I was told that if I do this, then I get that. And so it's exactly what it was then, like you said, and it continues today, which is, just terrible and disgusting.
It's true, yes.
Yeah.
But I was about to switch to French, but in spite of that, I was able to. My season consisted of showing the collection
Hmm.
in a circuit. So I
Okay.
showed the collection. I had my clients in Paris, in Italy, in Spain,
Hmm.
in Germany, and in England. So I would
Right.
do Paris, and I follow that circuit twice a year.
Okay, gotcha.
In
I love
addition to
that.
that, I worked for a choreographer who put very elaborate stage productions together, and they would have contracts with different designers. And some of those would be, Karl Lagerfeld, Chanel,
Mm.
it was some of the grand greats.
Yes, le grand, les
Les,
grands. How do you say?
les grands.
it? Look
you
at me. I
know.
got like two French words that I know, girl.
And through that choreographer, we worked with a designer in Turkey whose name
Mm,
is Vako, and so I presented his collection in Turkey multiple times as well.
nice, nice.
And we had the Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce of Haute Couture put together a vignette of a selected few designers that they would hope to highlight throughout the season. And
Mm,
so it would be 3 or 4 designers, and we would take them to a cluster of countries. So in one season, we went to um, we had a show in Cairo, Saudi
mm.
Arabia, um, Singapore, and
Wow.
Japan.
Wow. Do you remember the places? What was your favorite place? What was your favorite show?
Oh my goodness. Every time I was on the runway, I just couldn't believe that I was on the runway,
Wow.
because I would feel so wonderful, and I couldn't
Right.
believe that this was my life, So
How
all of them
amazing.
really brought something very special to my existence, to my heart, to my talent,
Right.
and to the history that I have to share now, to the
Right.
young ones,
Exactly.
So to be able to
So
be
you're
able
not picking favorites?
I okay, so some of the favorites. We
Hmm.
presented a show with the choreographer. The choreographers were Norbert Schmidt and Bernard Trux. They were French and
Okay.
German, and each stage presentation was an elaborate stage set. Sometimes it
Mm.
was in the round, sometimes it was a runway, sometimes it was a plexiglass runway with multi levels. So you walk on one, you step up to another, you step up to another. But there
Ooh.
was one that had, sometimes we have fake birds on arms.
Little
Very,
parrot.
very creative, I'm telling you. But it was very theatrical, was
Yeah.
why they were so successful.
Right.
And there was one stage presentation, one show that the stage was framed in a picture frame, which was off
Mm.
kilter, so kind of Dali-esque.
Ah, nice. Yes, leaning, just
Leaning.
leaning.
And the stage had a slope that went down towards the back. So if you're from the stage, it so the intention was that we creeped up on the stage, and it looked like we were way coming from further
So
back.
far, so you're small, and then you
You're
get
small
bigger.
and you got bigger as you approached the
Wow.
audience. So we, as models, had to climb up on our knees and get hunched down, and as we were walking, just kind of grow and to our true size.
Right.
But
How
it was
beautiful that must have looked on film, because it's like you see
it's
this little speck of
outstanding.
a person, and then it's like they get bigger. It's like they get live form as they get closer. How beautiful. And what for me, it's combining everything that you've ever loved. It's theater, it's modeling, and I would even say just the moves and maybe all the ways is a little bit of dance form. Like
Absolutely, no
I just
doubt.
find it's so fortunate for you to have found something that you loved and all the things that you loved put together. I just how wonderful is that? Just
It
wonderful.
really was outstanding. It was outstanding,
Mm,
and I remember when I was in rehearsal for a show, and it was for Philippe Vinet, who was Givenchy's partner.
yeah.
And we were in rehearsals, and I walked down to the end of the stage, and I had this beautiful white evening gown on. There was this huge mirror on the wall,
Hmm.
facing the runway. And I went down to the end, and I just looked in the mirror,